It's October 10th, 2021. I called in to the fire department again about the smell at 42nd Avenue because I want it on record because it puts all of our lives in jeopardy. I have a hole in time and space that I just know there was something that went on. More significantly, my cousin Brian, I text to my cousin Brian. He's in my muster of who I alert in a private fashion. Some people I always text, some people I have on a limited basis. Some of my journaling and dialogue, depending on what it is, but it is pretty significant because I want people to be protected, I suppose, but also I have to protect myself from it growing and becoming worse. Now, there's a rotten. Brian wrote back to me that with natural gas, they add smells to the natural gas. And I wrote back to him. I was like, that makes, I wrote back to him, I'm like thinking to myself, like, that makes sense. But I said, 111th precinct, when I went there after the fire department thing to cover myself with the locals and alert them, since they're breathing the same air I am, and they're the uniform powerhouses of the neighborhood or the city, supposedly. I'm just somebody who noticed it, trying to Good Samaritan my way into not getting poisoned. So there, Brian reminded me, Brian Gunder, his father, Cliffy, by the way, looked like SNYDER from One Day at a Time. That was the TV connection between Brian Gunder's dad. He was in the Navy. But he died at age 40 of lung cancer, and really quick, right around the time of 9/11. So anyway, so Brian and I keep in touch. I try to keep him in the loop of my medical problem since his dad had something, and you never know. I don't know. I want to keep him safe. So anyway, so there's a rotten egg smell by 42nd Avenue. And that's indicative of, I think they put it with sulfur dioxide, but it also has a deep trickle coming from in sound as well for placement. But then down a little further on the left, different section of Main Street, being Bell Boulevard in Bayside, between 41st Avenue and 39th Avenue. On the left side, there's a Japanese tea house. There's a Greek restaurant that does, it's not my Greek. I cannot pronounce it, understand it. It's some other kind of Greek that sprung up. That area, Uncle Jack's and Papazizzo or something, Papazizio, something like that, is over there. Then they have bricks. For some reason, right in that area, it sometimes smells like fish. Like a dirty street fish smell, which I know that's another sign of weaponized gas, but that they seem to purchase a deodorizer for. At least I smelled a deodorizer when I walked earlier today. But again, these chemistries seem to be not always in a potency level that I can pick up by scent alone. But there's definitely two within my 3-4 block radius, or just block linear, for Bayside, which is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York 11361. And it's unusual to have grafted or drafted in to a 4-block radius of a main street, not only a rotten egg smell, but a rotten fish smell, which I know in great universal whatever, it's signs of a bigger issue going on still in advanced chemical warfare and advanced weaponry. I'm not certified, I'm not trained that I know of. I don't know, like, again, how time and space has been loomed and weaved together for this, for special forces, because they seem to always know more than the general public. But I know it's imperative, especially in this project over here with holes in space and time that I kind of sort of remember, but it doesn't fit the sequence that I'm living in at the moment with this day label, which gets a little confusing of can you get a person out of sequence. Depends on the person. But that's part of working in the debris field under a time of ORT that was created not by myself, but I have significant feature being myself. I found out Eric called himself a principal, so his principal is under Eric, although I call him Special Task Force Mark, but he is a principal Eric, and I also have a meeting when we were, or a proposal or engaged, whatever, under Nico or Nicholas, for the Alexander, the 8 on his side, which is 005, in the year of 5 for the 20th century, for timing sequence of linear fashion that has to be fashioned properly, even still. But just so Special Forces knows and Task Force knows, I know the smell of rotten egg and rotten fish within like a 1 or 2 block radius, and it's distinctly different, of chemical signatures, is important. I alerted, because I really don't know who to alert, who not to alert, what level. I mean, I told FDNY, I told 911, I told NYPD. I can't tell by visual acuity. Like, was I supposed to stop the DEA person? Like, they're drug enforcement. I mean, I don't know if they have anything to do with biological and chemical warfare. I don't know. So then, Miguel, who's staying upstairs, who has the Long Island bomber jacket with the patches on it, closest thing I have to somebody involved in a veteran scenario. So I said to him, plus he's multilingual, which is wonderful. So I said to him, I told him the same story. I said, I'm not versed. I said, I'm not specially, I don't claim to have any kind of specialness in this subject. I said, however, when you notice something, I have to have somebody to tell it to. So I told it to the regular level, uniformed, and societal hierarchy of our local area. I was like, but now that you're living here, you have outside force. I don't know, do I need to, I don't know if maybe per your network, it's best I also alert you. I mean, you're breathing the same air. It's really imperative that we not toxically poison one another. So, so I just left it at that with him. And then I went about my walk with my umbrella. So that happened. Today's October 11th, 2021. He was in the residence with some kind of, I guess he was gardening or something. He had some dirt, literally, like soil, loose soil. And I was leaving the residence, so I was on the outside, but the door was open in between, when I mentioned it. And the house skeleton was to our side, since my grandfather is no longer here for me to alert him directly. And I sent Lewis a text message as usual with the link to my video if he pays attention, I don't know. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken.